Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from deep profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. He conquers the markets, he turns water into wine. His timing flows where chaos turns divine. Cut sharp enough to time the sign. Yeah, this man's no common trader. He commands the market's numbers. We call him Chef Bailey. The market bends beneath his flame. Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from deep profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Markets move, they twist and swing. Every tick can burn or blink. Ryan keeps calm, he trusts his thing. The charts tell him everything. But when T1 makes ding, 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 the futures spread their hidden wing. And he is ready for anything. Vic's still looking like a restless king.
Ready to stop guessing and start growing as a trader. Welcome to Vici Trading Solutions, a community built by real traders for serious learners. We don't just post trades, we teach the why behind every move. With a full education section and daily breakdowns, you'll start seeing the market like a pro. You won't be trading alone. Inside the Vici Discord, you're surrounded by committed traders, from futures pros to rising crypto specialists, all learning and winning together. Gain first access to our exclusive indicators, powerful tools used daily by hundreds across TradingView and beyond. These aren't gimmicks, they're built to sharpen your edge. Each morning, our founder posts a full trading plan for the S&P 500 or NASDAQ and calls out the levels he's watching live. No fluff, just clarity. Education, tools, community. Whether you trade futures, stock, or crypto, Vici gives you the foundation and firepower to grow. Join Vici, trade smarter, conquer the markets.
Do you guys smell that? Wee! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah. Man, we've been waiting on this, haven't we? Oh my goodness. I knew she was coming, and we've been waiting on this bad boy. I know you guys like that shit. Been waiting on that. I called that since Monday. We have been. The trade plans is what this is all about. This ain't no furu bullshit. This is professional trading. We have talked about this really ever since Sunday. We knew that this pump was a massive squeeze into our untested daily level. We knew that we had lost on the daily leg in, and that 7,004 was so significant that you either popped it and made new all-time highs, or we came down. And we're going to talk about today exactly what is going to happen now. But first, we're going to get into the trade plan. I certainly want to apologize for being late today. I know I'm 15 minutes late to the show here, but I let everybody know just an incredible day. I've been absolutely swamped today, and there was just a lot of content to make. We had a lot of action going on today, even though it was a one-way street. So I wanted to make sure that I really just covered all the bases here and got you guys fully in tune with the way my logic was thinking here. And we're going to talk about how this week proceeded or led up to exactly what happened today. So I am super excited. This is awesome stuff. This is, I love it when a plan comes together. It's just like the A-team. You know what I mean? Just like the A-team. And the thing is we do this shit for real. We plan these trades out way in advance. We knew days in advance. These are what we're looking at. This is what we have to get above. If not, this is what happens. And this is how you plan your trades. This is how you stick to the conviction and you let the process play out and trade itself. I'm telling you guys, stick to the plan, stick with me, and you guys are going to conquer the markets, and we're going to make some serious dough together. You hear me? Because that's exactly what we did today. I know guys in my room absolutely killed it. And so let's get into it. I'm super hyped today because I think we got a lot more coming. And listen, this call was like a week in the making, so I'm super stoked about it. So let's just start here as usual. You guys, if you're not following me, please do. Ryan Bailey Edge across all the socials, YouTube, Substack, X, TradingView. This is where it's at. Follow me on TradingView, guys. If you are a Substack subscriber, and I've had 5 new subscribers in the past 24 or 48 hours, maybe probably 36 hours. You guys, if you guys have just started following me and you're using TradingView, shoot me a DM. I've got an amazing setup on there. It is called the 80% rule. This is a custom indicator that I built specifically for you guys because this is a trade that we play all the time. This is a signature setup of ours, and I'm going to show you how it played today. Again, it played for 20 points. It plays every week, probably 3 or 4 times a week for 20 points. But you know what? I won't exaggerate. It's probably 2 to 3 times a week for 20 points. But regardless, that's enough to pay your mortgage every month by trading one contract for 20 points. I mean, you're just banking off of this trade. So make sure you hit me up. You guys know who you are. Jason, what's up, player? He's one of my newbies. I know you love that shit today. It's nice to see you. Hit me up for the trade or for the 80% rule indicator. You're going to want it. We're going to go over it today. I'm going to show you how we played it, and I'm going to show you how I played it. And because, of course, I took it. I always take the trades. If it's in the plan, you guys, I'm taking the trades. I want to make one thing super duper clear. This is my plan. Okay. I trade this plan. I make this for me. I don't do this for you. I share it with you guys. This is how this whole thing started. I run the room, I run a community, and guys always wanted to know what was happening or what my thoughts were. It all started with an outlook in the morning, and it's kind of led into this. And so this is just an evolution of my own trading and my own process and thesis. And so that is how this whole thing came together. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. We've got a lot to cover today, and I'm going to do a lot of toot my own horn today because I fucking deserve it, and I am going to just make it happen. And so you guys are going to have to suck it up. You're going to like it. Okay, so all right, so check this out. So we're going to start as usual with the market context because I think it's really important to always start with the way that you guys can understand and interpret the way I look at these trade plans. Okay, so we started out right at the beginning, right here, the volatility trap and the 69-64 pivot. Oh, hang on. Let me make sure you guys can see that. Okay, boom. All right, sorry about that. All right, so here's the deal. We have talked about the 69-64 pivot for quite some time. We talked about it yesterday. We talked about it the day before. It's been important for a super long time. It's just as important as our VIX level at the $20 handle and the monthly at the 1744, which we're going to get into really soon. So right here. And again, I want you guys to know something. And this is me being a professional, okay? I can't tell you how to trade. I can give you context clues, but I have to be careful because I can't technically give financial advice. But I throw things out there and I give you my opinion, and I give you my real opinion on this stream, right? So this stream is really a compliment to all you guys who are Substack subscribers because you get to see a side of me that isn't just the written words in the trade plan. You get to understand my thoughts and the way that I kind of put this stuff together. And so hopefully you'll be able to piece together these clues here. Actually, the Discord room paid big dividends this morning, and we'll get into that as well. So here is the current market context. We talked about this being a coiled spring, and I basically said, listen, over 69-64, we've been balancing, right? It's our major pivot. We're going to go. The S&P is coiled tight. She's going to go in one direction, but we're not certain. Well, I guess you guys know I've been leaning to the downside since Sunday, basically since the week in review, and ultimately Monday. And they squeezed me a little bit on Monday, but we made it up today. So here's the deal. Right here, we say distribution look. Price will continue to come down as we are currently moving in a sideways fashion that looks like distribution to me. And we have not gained on the daily time frame. You guys know that that's how I break all this down. My major levels are weekly, daily, and 4-hour time frames. That is how I gauge momentum. That is how we do this shit. And the daily is really one of the most important ones to me because that is really the intraday trader's paradise, that and the 4-hour, okay? Also, and we're going to talk about this too, the SPX resistance. For all my SPX peeps, You guys know I watch SPX on a daily basis. This is I have ES, that's what I trade. I have SPX, and then I have VIX. I'm watching all of them because it all makes, it all makes a picture for us, okay? So SPX has massive resistance located around 69.75, okay? That's going to come into play. Trust me, we're going to get to this, right? So my final thoughts, this isn't the end. For those of you guys who are subscribers, you can see that. For those of you who are getting this stuff for free right now and you're still on the fence and you get to see this every morning, but this is what the subs get, and it's really important. This is my final thoughts. When I'm done with the entire trade plan, I always do a little synopsis here, and I tell guys, listen, we are still smacking from the massive leg in around 7,004 to 7,009. We have not gained on the daily time frame. If price cannot gain on the daily, they will not continue to move higher. Okay, period. Point blank and simple. That's how the process works. And as you can see, it's shebang. Okay, so this resistance is a more favorable. The resistance is a more favorable to play than the long game. Was we right? Were we right? I'm waiting for you. All right. And I do truly believe that this market can still come down, right? So I was on this from the smack we had on Monday. It just took on Tuesday, Wednesday, but it just took a little bit of time, right? So we know that our major spot is 7,004. That is the true make it or break it if they want to push higher. And as long as they're suppressed underneath this level, price will continue to come down. I don't know how much more clear we can make that. I mean, that is like paint by numbers right there, people. I'm sorry, right? So that is it. We had pre-market news, right? We were very much had unemployment numbers today, which was a big deal. And to be honest, let me tell you something that I actually teach everybody. And Bryce knows this. Bryce is here. Welcome, Bryce. Good to see you guys. Raj, man, we got a full crew today. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. This is awesome. I love to give everybody shout outs. But, I got to stop somewhere. Otherwise, we could do. There's 70 people going on 80 people in the Substacks for here right now. So this is all. Thank you guys for showing up. But I wanted to tell you guys something really important. And, Bryce knows this because he's a course holder. He's in the Discord room. I talk about this a lot of times. I don't give a shit about the news. For me, the news makes zero difference. We could have the best unemployment numbers or the worst unemployment numbers. I don't care. I literally do not care what the news is. The only thing I care about the news is what time it is, so I can expect volatility. For me, news simply is the fuel that sets up the move that is already in play. Okay, that's how I look at it, straight up. That is absolutely, I teach that all across the board. I've been that way for years. I don't have some sort of news source. I don't give a shit. I absolutely don't care. The only thing I do is sit back and let the algos and all the retards do their thing when the news happens. And I sit back and I wait for my process and my plan. And I stalk that shit like a sniper. That is legitimately how I trade. Don't even care about the news. I look at the news reports sometimes after, or I'll catch it on Bloomberg or some shit, but don't care. So I just wanted to point that out real fast, that the news makes absolutely no difference for me what the jobs numbers were and all that. It's just, all I care about is, do we have it? Will it fuel the volatility? That's it. I do look for red tag days because I expect moves, but that's it. Don't care what the numbers are. So what's up, Piper? What's up, homie? That's my man right there. So, all right. So that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to start here. All right. So I've got a lot of shit here. Okay. So first off, let's just go with this, man. Actually, let's start with this. I got a lot of slides here. All right, so check this out. So this is our VIX pivot. As usual, we talked about how this was going to be a biggie yesterday, okay? I pre-texted all this in the post-market breakdown yesterday. We had the 1744 VIX pivot. We are still sitting on our huge monthly pivot that we need to watch for above below at 1744. This is the headwind. You hear me? This is the headwind. If price moves above 1744, we will see a headwind on the indices, and it can move all the way up to our untested daily at 2009. And then the big flush, if VIX pushes above the 2078 weekly, let's stop right there. 2078 weekly. Okay. Peep this. You're going to love it. You're going to love it because I love it. This shit is fire, right? Piper, you guys know what's up with this process. I mean, it's so precision. It's pathetic. So I'm going to just go ahead and skip right into this and show you what's up. Boom. There we go. There we go. Okay. There's our 1744 monthly right here. We got the extreme push right off the rip when we played our level. And where did we go? Tell me where we went. Tell me right now. That's right. That's right, $20 handle. The major $20 handle. This has been huge for us for weeks, guys. We've been watching these two levels like a hawk, and now again the $28 handle becomes extremely relevant again. This is gonna be the big pivot point. Man, bro, you already know. So listen, I'm just going to give my boy Piper a shout out. Me and Piper have been trading for a long time together, right? I mean, he's one of the OGs, right? So him and I are like, we're in cahoots, right? This guy self-manages his retirement. This mofo literally he went cash in his like retirement 401k, etc. Like he's like, bro, I don't care if we go up a little bit more. Like I'm willing to take the risk. He's like, I think we're coming down. We've been sniffing this for a minute, Pipes. And bro, we're about to bust 6,800. We'll talk about where we're going to get to. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. This thing can get annihilated. I know that I know everybody in here because there's 75 people just on the Substack right now. I know that you guys have all read the post that I put out about the 18% correction that has a 70% chance of happening this year. I know you have. If you haven't, you better check it out, right? All right, so let's get back into it. Sorry, I get a little distracted there. Sorry, Pipes. I had to give you the shout out, bro. You're a fucking monster. So, all right, so here's the other part. All right, sorry. I got way ahead of myself. So here is, oh man, I don't even know where to go from here. Okay. So we talked about SPX, right? We did VIX, we did all this. Oh, here's a good one. Let's talk about this. So I put this out in the tweet today. Guys, this was in yesterday's plan. Look, I even said yesterday, I think new lows on the leg are possible below 6,800, sub 6,800. I think they're coming, right? So this was even from yesterday. I obviously put it out there because I had to toot my own horn because it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. We flushed hard today. I know we had a lot of haters, or I had a lot of haters. People tell me it was impossible, but here we are. So, all right. So the next one that I want to show you, and I want to talk about SPX. Fuck it. I'm just going to pull up SPX. Let me just pull it up. All right, so check it out. So we talked about that SPX resistance right in the beginning. This was right in the beginning of the context, guys. This was right here for all the people who are still on the fence to get the trade plans. Are like, what kind of information can I get out of this trade plan without paying $50 a week? A whole $2.50 is killing me every day, right? Right here, look. This is for all you guys that are getting the trade plans and without paying. Right here, SPX has massive resistance located around 69.75. This is right here. You could have had this, right? So here we are. Here's SPX, 69.75. Did it miss it? Yeah, it missed it by like 50 cents. Okay, sue me, right? And that is exactly what we played today. This was our big, massive resistance area, guys. And listen, I'm just going to go ahead and skip all the way over to this so that you can see what's up. This is the day. Boom, shaka-laka-laka. Oh my goodness. Oh, hit me. Oh, because this day made my month, y'all. I'll be honest, that's why I'm hyped. This day made my month. This is good. For those of you guys who know, I've been taking care of my pops for the past week, and I really haven't had a strong few trading days because I've been really hunting this short, and I finally got it today. And so, and I think there's more to come. So here we go. All right. So we had this massive XPS resistance around 69.75. We played this thing almost perfect, and we are flushing, and we're going to come a little bit further. This is our big leg in down here at 67.98. It's not going to hold. All right. Because we didn't game. We're playing this, but it may get a little reaction. We'll see. And we could even get a little bounce in the overnight, but this is all, shortable again, but we'll get into that later. So, okay, so where are we at? We talked about VIX. We talked about SPX. Okay, let's talk about the day. Let's get into this. Oh my, I got so much good shit. All right, so right here, this kicks it off. So these you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Edgeful. This is my platform. They sponsor me because I am a statistics-based trader. And yes, they plug me to put their stuff out, I'll admit, but they don't even have to, and I would still be all over this platform. It's $50 a month, and it gives you the most insane data ever. And right here, I always post this for everybody in the Discord room, again, paying dividends, right? And we knew coming right into the day, I put this right out in the beginning of the day. So the market was leaning slightly to the downside. We had an 84% chance, right? 84% chance, you guys. You guys know how I feel about 80% chances, right? 80% rule, da-da-da-da-da. We talked about this yesterday. Anything over 80% is worth the take. It's worth the take. You would be crazy not to. I mean, statistically, that is what we're doing, right? If you had a strategy, let's just say, or you had whatever, that won 8 out of 10 times, Are you trying to tell me you're not going to take the trade essentially blind? I know I am, right? And that's the deal right here. So we had an 84% chance of either breaking the prior day's low or breaking the prior day's high at 70.11. I'm going to tell you when this comes in, right? And then we had the gap fill, right? Which is the target all the way. So right away, this thing tells us you got a 77% chance of a short target into 69.58. Well, I will show you what that looks like because you know I have to because we all took this trade. This was an amazing trade. And I put this out right in the beginning for the people, right? This is, again, the Discord paying dividends. I'm telling everybody, and you can see my resting order, this red line right here. I didn't grab it to the side, but, you know, this right here, this was the gap fill. And I'm telling everybody, hey, listen, guys, we're elevated. This should be our first target. And this is actually right in the trade plan. We talked about this being the first target for the short from 69.89, right? And so let me find that actually right now. 69.89 smack. Here we go. Boom. The immediate resistance. All right, immediate resistance, 69.89 or 69.85, right? If this plays, we want to see price push below 85 for continuation below 77 and follow through targeting 69, 63.50. The gap fill, right? Plus, we know we had this monster level at 64. I certainly, you know, with how much they've been going back and forth, I certainly wasn't going to play with these people. I was really happy to basically take, well, what are we talking about here? I didn't even do the math. So let's call it 90 to 60, 30 points. Okay, great. Right off the rip, we just basically did 30 points like immediately at the open. No heat, just came right down all juicy and beautiful. And so, of course, I'm going to bag my 30 and kind of sit and wait for the market to do its thing. Okay, so that was a big one. The other one, and I took this right at the end of the day. And so this, I'm going to point this out to you guys. And unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunate. Fuck it. I hated that I actually took the picture when the day was over, but you get an idea. This was the next level up here, right? The left shoulder, the 69.95.25. We had a massive options pivot at 69.94. If you guys are trade plan subscribers, you're getting those GEX levels that Rob made. They are so freaking juicy. He did an amazing job with his calculations. For those of you guys who don't know Rob, you're about to, and you should. Rob's a fucking genius. This guy has an MBA from Yale in mathematics. He is a straight nerd. Okay, I love you, Rob, but you're a nerd, bro. And you come up with the best stuff on the math tip. And I got to tell you, you make some incredible stuff. And the options analyzer that he made for us is out of this world. And it constantly plays every day. So we had the big 4 hour here. We had a big options pivot. And in the context, we had a very large left shoulder. Look for this to play. That's what it says right here. Look for this to play. This is paint by numbers, people. Literally, look for this to play and get back below 89 and ultimately 77 for a continuation. That's what I'm talking about. I just fucking nailed it today, man. Made my month. Oh, I love this shit. Okay, so, all right, sorry. Let's see. On to the next one. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. What's the next one? All right, so, oh, yeah, so the next one. Let's do this. So this was really good. All right, so this was what I was talking about. Okay, so this is for the trade plan subscribers. If you guys are subscribers, there's a lot of new people in here right now. I've got a lot of new subs lately. You guys should be hitting me up. If you're using TradingView, I will get you access to the 80% rule indicator. As you can see right here, I have this thing fire in the room, and I always post it for everybody. 80% rule trade confirmed, right? Direction. Or bearish, right? Short. And it tells you where you want to get in, 69, 69, 75. And what is the target? 69, 53, 50. That's a juicy trade, okay? And it tells you what happened and what it's doing. And if you don't understand this trade, I've already said it about 50 times over the past, since August. You guys need to just get into my Substack and look underneath. I think it's called Inside the Mind of a Pro Trader. I talk about this strategy because, again, this has an 80% win rate. And to be honest, ever since we've been trading it, I was telling Rob today, I was like, I don't think this trade's ever lost. And it just based on statistics over the past 3-4 years, it's an 80% win rate. But since we've been trading it, since I've been pumping it in this room, it's never lost, which is insane. And so I know everybody in the room's using it. They're using it for NQ. They're using it for everything. This is our signature shit right here. So boom, right here. 80% rule says 53 possible. So what did I do? I just told you, I took a short into 63 and I waited, right? I'm just going to wait, right? See what happens because even though I was super bearish, and I thought we were going to come down lower, that 63 is a monster, right? And the whole time we're all looking at this like, this is going to come down. We're just looking for a retest. I thought we were going to pop a little higher, but when I realized that they held the 77 for the suppression, which was a monster level yesterday, guys, we talked about it in the pre-trade, like the post breakdown. It played twice yesterday for big money. I played for a long yesterday, which I took, and then it played for the short twice for 25 points. So I saw that we couldn't get over it. So immediately we started to push lower. We ended up getting the 80% rule confirmation. Now we're dumping under 55. I'm short, and I wasn't, heavy short, but still, I mean, again, this is exactly what I was telling you guys. This is 10 points right here that I bagged on an 80% trade, $500, and it happened super fast. Thanks for the free indicator, Ryan. You guys are totally welcome. That's on you. So this is a banger. I mean, this trade insane. That's all I got to say. Right now, my DM should be blowing up because there's about 20 people in here that are subscribers, and I know all you guys don't have this indicator. So I'll just wait for you. All right, I'll do it later. All right, so let's go on to the next one. All right, so that was a big one. Now, we had a lot of momentum down today. I mean, it was just absolutely insane. And we were just coming down. And the thing is we pushed below our second standard deviation VWAP. Generally what happens is deviations, and I'm going to do a whole post on this. I actually might do it for the course members because this is really important. I use VWAP a lot. VWAP is basically like the point of control for the TPO. And then we have our one standard, which is like our value area high and value area low. And then we have our two standard deviation, which means it's pretty overextended. Well, today on this push down, we rode outside of the two standard deviation for like an hour. This thing was just dumping, as you guys know. Of course, I got a lot of DMs from guys going, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, bro, we're coming down 6,800, baby. So, at this point, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going to get short. So I start shorting under every single major resistance area or support area that I had in the trade plan because I knew we didn't really, once we were under 64, it was over with. I told you guys this from the jump, right? So check this out. All right, so what else do we have? Let's see. Oh, here's the next one. So again, we dumped under 64, right? I took profits, like I told you guys, right at the 55, I think, or 53, whatever it was. Okay, so now I'm looking at my Edgeful platform. I'm like, what else you got for me? What else you got? Because the statistics are rolling, and I'm already looking at this like we're going to keep coming down farther. And Edgeful came through again, no doubt about it. Look at this right here. This is the same one I called out for you today. You guys remember that, right? When we started, 84% that we were going to break a prior day high and prior day low. Well, we're already dumping our asses off. We're below 64. Are we going to break the high? Fucking doubt it, right? So at this point, we're right here. I get short again underneath this 53, and I bring it all the way down to the yesterday's low of 69.31, which we had a daily right here at 69.30 anyway. So I was like, boom, let me tap out. I'm out. At this point, I'm just bleeding money. It's like flowing out of me. It's like, I'm just puking cash because I've been waiting on this for so long. And once we got underneath the 64, I was just in it, right? So this was an awesome trade. So, but it didn't stop there. I'm like looking at this. Oh, here, check this out. Look at this. Let me see if I can pull my pin up. This is the exact thing I told you guys on the second standard deviation. I'm so glad I have this picture. You're going to love this. So this is a great example of what I'm talking about. So hang on, let me see if my pen will pop up and actually work, because this is an important lesson for you guys. I hope all you guys are paying attention. There's my pen. Please work. Fucking please work. Here we go. All right. So this line right here, this is the two standard deviation VWAP. Okay. This right here, this is the one standard deviation VWAP. And this line right here is actual VWAP, right? So we were dumping so hard that we were riding outside of the two standard deviation. This is not normal behavior. This means that sellers are extremely aggressive. Now, under a normal day's circumstance, I would never do this, ever. Like I would never short outside or even buy outside the two standard. That means we are super overextended. But at this point, I'm willing to just to chance it, because I'm looking at this like this thing's fucked in curtains. Like I was telling you guys, underneath 38, she's done. She's gonzo. I even think we have that in the context somewhere. Let's see. I don't remember. It was yesterday, but whatever. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Long story short, I was just really feeling the whole trade today. So that was it. So I'm again getting short some more. And, guys in the room were like, is anybody riding this? I'm like, I'm kind of riding it. I mean, I had a hard time, like really, really, really like aggressively, like holding like and not into my targets because of how fast we were falling. I was literally just waiting for this thing to pop so I could really heavily smack it. And as you guys know, they just dumped on everybody. So this will really kind of show you, this is, again, how we do it, right? Momentum shift. We've talked about 69.03 for so long. You guys know we've talked about this mo for a long time, and the 68.80 line in the sand, right? We have serious momentum shift underneath this level. The bulls lose power, period. That is just how it works. We've seen this level play over and over again. So here you go, guys. I truly think this is going to be sub 6,800 here. New lows. I wish we could pop so I could get a short, right? We're trending so hard outside the standard deviation for an hour, right? So, I mean, I'm not oblivious to this, but at this point, we were underneath the 12 and we were underneath the 03. So I get short again. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to try to get to 80. I'm only putting on 5 points of risk at this point, guys. I am bleeding points, right? I'm bleeding points where I'm up so much money. And I'm like, I'm just going to risk 5 points, right? And I'm only doing one car at a time because at this point, I'm waiting for a pop that hasn't happened and didn't happen, right? And so again, I got short underneath the 03 and brought it down to 82, another 20 points, ridiculous. And we just kept falling, couldn't believe it. It was just an absolutely unbelievable day. And, you know, that was just a huge ordeal. Now, here's the other big thing I wanted to show you guys. This was right in the context, the pre-market context, which I showed you we would circle back to. Look at this. This is a massive amount of distribution, all right? For those of you guys don't know what this means, we have two phases in the market. We have accumulation, where they sit sideways and then they pop. And then we have distribution, where they sit sideways and they drop. The larger the distribution phase or accumulation phase for that matter, the bigger the move, right? So it's like the bigger the space, you know, the bigger the move, right? So we have been sitting up here really since Monday. I mean, they squeezed up here, yeah, really since Monday, because this was Monday. We popped up, we played the 04 here, we came down, then we played the 09 here, right? We held the leg. So this is all a massive distribution phase. I'm sure you guys looking at this now can see this monster left shoulder, which really just produced intense gains. We ended up coming all the way down to 45, which is the 100-day moving average, which was pretty intense. So actually we came a little bit lower than that. But I even said right here in the pre-market context, this will continue to come down as long as we're moving sideways fashion. This looks like distribution to me. We have not gained on the daily time frame. So that is what is cooking, guys. I mean, I just laid it out for you exactly how we use these plans to our benefit. I mean, we talked about the edgeful statistics that I hate to like plug them and show them, but it's a good product. I mean, it's really a legitimately good product. And, you know, I wouldn't be so like, it's good. Like I use it all day, every day. I use it as I mean, when you get statistics, say 80% plus, you got to ride with it. And this is some information that, you know, I've never seen before as far as from a retail standpoint. So you guys, we've talked about SPX. We've talked about VIX. We talked about ES. We played all these levels almost exactly perfect. I've shown you how you can decipher my morning context, because I do give hints in there, right? I can't tell you guys how to trade, but I lay the whole picture out for you. I mean, it's all there. All you got to do is execute. And so I hope that this helps every single one of you guys that are here today, all 100 plus of you guys that are here. I really appreciate you guys showing up. We had a fantastic day. Make sure you use my link in the profile so I can get some juice off of this edgeful stuff. I actually don't get any commissions, just to let you know. I'm on salary. So I get paid whether you guys use it or not, but at least it would show that, you know, I'm doing my job. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for attending. Today is Thursday. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off. So in the morning, you will get your trade plans at 8:30. Of course, I'm going to be in the Discord room, homies. And so we will absolutely crush it tomorrow and conquer these markets. And, you know, got to get one of these. These are the kind of days that do that. This is the kind of days, people. Oh my God. I love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. You are my inspiration to get on here every day and keep plugging and making this happen. So you guys, tomorrow, I will see you at 8:30 morning for the trade plans, and together we'll conquer the markets. Cheers and have a fantastic weekend.